For much of recorded history, being born a woman meant entering a world governed by rules designed to control nearly every aspect of life. Across ancient civilizations, Mesopotamia, Egypt, Greece, Rome, medieval Europe, and beyond, women lived under systems that treated them not as independent individuals, but as property, symbols of honor, or vessels for lineage. These restrictions were written into law, enforced by religion, and normalized by culture. Yet beneath these limits lies a far more complex and powerful story, one of endurance, intelligence, and quiet resistance. In many ancient societies, women had no legal identity of their own. Their rights were absorbed by fathers, husbands, or male guardians. They could not vote, own property independently, or make decisions about marriage, travel, or even their own bodies. A woman's virtue was tightly linked to family honor, making her behavior a matter of public scrutiny. Clothing, movement, speech, and sexuality were regulated through strict codes that punished deviation with shame, exile, or violence. Marriage was rarely a choice. Girls were often married in their early teens, sometimes younger, to secure alliances or economic stability for their families. Love was considered irrelevant. Consent was optional. In many cultures, a woman's value was measured by her obedience, fertility, and ability to produce male heirs. Infertility or defiance could lead to abandonment or worse. Even motherhood, while revered, came with crushing expectations and no autonomy. Education was another controlled domain. While men studied philosophy, science, law, and theology, women were taught silence, domestic labor, and submission. Literacy among women was discouraged or forbidden in many regions, as knowledge was seen as dangerous. An educated woman was often labeled immoral or threatening. Yet learning persisted in secret, passed from mother to daughter through stories, rituals, and daily practice. Despite these constraints, women were never truly powerless. Within the private spaces of homes, kitchens, workshops, and religious rituals, they exercised influence that history books rarely record. Women managed households that functioned as economic units, overseeing food production, textile work, and resource distribution. Their decisions often determined whether families survived famine, war, or political upheaval. Religion, while frequently used to justify control, also provided rare opportunities for influence. Priestesses, healers, midwives, and nuns held moral authority within their communities. They preserved medical knowledge, offered spiritual guidance, and mediated disputes. For some cultures, women served as oracles or sacred figures, respected, feared, and consulted, even by powerful men. The psychological cost of restriction was immense. Women learned to self-censor, to observe rather than speak, to obey outwardly while thinking independently. Silence became a survival strategy. Compliance became camouflage. Yet within this silence grew sharp emotional intelligence and ability to read power, anticipate danger, and influence outcomes without confrontation. These skills were passed down through generations, forming an invisible education system shaped by necessity. Female networks played a critical role in survival. Women supported one another through shared labor, mentorship, and emotional solidarity. Knowledge about childbirth, medicine, relationships, and resistance was exchanged quietly. These networks preserved culture and continuity when official institutions excluded women entirely. Though undocumented, they were foundational to societal stability. As centuries passed and societies evolved, cracks began to appear in the walls of restriction. Urbanization, trade, and religious reform created new spaces where women's influence expanded. In medieval towns, women ran businesses, managed estates, and participated in markets, often unofficially but effectively. In convents and courts, educated women wrote, taught, and advised, though their work was often credited to men or forgotten altogether. Still, progress was slow and uneven. Women who challenged norms risked punishment, ridicule, or erasure. Those who succeeded were labeled exceptions rather than proof of potential. Entire civilizations limited their own advancement by suppressing half their population. Countless contributions in science, art, medicine, and governance were lost, not because women lacked ability, but because they lacked permission. Yet the legacy of women under ancient restrictions is not one of defeat. It is a story of resilience, of adaptation. of influence exercised without recognition. Through quiet strength and relentless endurance, women preserved knowledge, nurtured generations, and shaped the moral and cultural foundations of the modern world. Understanding this hidden history forces us to reconsider power itself. Authority is not only held by those who rule publicly, it's also wielded by those who endure privately. Women under ancient restrictions did more than survive. They sustained civilizations from the shadows, ensuring that humanity moved forward, even when the rules were designed to hold them back. Their story is shocking not only because of the cruelty they endured, but because of the strength they showed while enduring it.